What if your person is not actually distancing themselves from you, but you are playing out a wound where you're feeling starved for emotional connection that you did not consistently get when you were a child? This is deep, but this is really important work to do, in particular if you want to heal yourself and heal your attachment wound and finally manifest the dynamic that's going to satisfy you in love. So let's dive into this. So if you're anxiously attached, even a small pause in connection can feel like a threat to you. This pattern started for you in childhood when emotional presence was inconsistent or kind of came and went, or you felt like you had to earn somebody's love. You felt like you had to be a good girl or be perfect or stay quiet, anything like that. It can create the experience in you where emotional connection is very hard to reach. And in fact, it's pretty far away a lot of the time. What you learn to do as a child is you learn to scan your relationships for emotional closeness or distance. And you became very good at spotting when somebody felt emotionally disconnected from you. Now, as an adult, you experience yourself as noticing this emotional distancing everywhere. This means at the slightest change in somebody's presence with you, in somebody's closeness or distance, you notice it. And that slight distancing can flare up inside of you as a trigger and you feel yourself panicking. Well, this is because you are anxiously attached. What most of us do who are anxiously attached, myself included into this grouping, is we try to convince our partners in one way or another to not emotionally leave us and to show up and give us more. I currently do this in my own marriage where I try to convince my husband to be more present. He's a very loving, consistent, reliable man, and yet a small lapse in his emotional awareness or presence with me can really flare up my trigger. And even last night, he and I were talking about it, and I was doing the thing I really shouldn't do, which I was trying to convince him, hey, you stay more emotionally present. That's what's going to make me feel good. What I'm really doing there is I'm trying to get him to collude with my wound. But the reality is it's a wound to feel completely flared up and, like totally triggered at these little micro movements of closeness and distance. That is not a normal thing to feel. That is an attachment wound. And so your work and my work too, as people who are healing our attachment wounds so we can create the love and relationships and the secure attachment that we want, is to heal ourselves through the trigger flare-up. So let's look at how to do that. The first thing you want to do is to start to reframe what's going on. So you might look at what's happening or feel like what's happening with this person is maybe it feels like rejection. Maybe it feels like distance. Maybe it feels like abandonment. You want to reframe it by saying, this isn't actually abandonment. This is my own emotional deprivation. Just name it so you can start to see that this isn't really about the other person. This is about the way you are wired to interpret love. The second thing you want to do is evoke an imaginal act in the form of an inner conversation where either your partner or your preferred parent, who you would have really loved to hear this from, is saying to you, I'm here, I see you, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm here, I'm present, I'm here, I'm in, I'm right here, I see you, I hear you. What I was doing right there is actually just naming the things that I personally would want to hear. You have to look for in yourself, it's going to be something along those lines. You want to look for, well, what would help me feel nourished and seen and shown up for in this moment? The imaginal act is really a way of caring for that inner child that is so used to feeling distanced from, that they are programmed to really see that. So if you can create this type of imaginal act and do it regularly, it's going to help you feel much more secure in yourself. The third thing I want you to do is start affirming, I feel secure in love. I feel secure in love. This is a general statement that is encapsulating the new you, who you want to become, how you want to feel in your relationship, how you want to feel in your life. And we all have to start somewhere. So this simple affirmation is really just claiming that new version of yourself. As you do this inner work, you're going to become more and more clear on exactly who that version of you is, and you can start to embody that self more and more. Thank you so much for being here with me in this video. I love being here with you. If you want to learn why you are addicted to your specific person and how to make it stop without losing them, definitely watch this video next, and I'll see you soon.